I honestly do not know the kind of anger that would make a boss pick up a knife and decide to unalive a 17-year-old staying with her. But here's the story of Favor Uka. On Tuesday evening, January 27, 2026, at exactly 6:30 p.m., a very shocking incident happened inside a small cosmetic shop in Lagos State, Nigeria. What started as a normal business day ended in blood, tears, and the unaliving of Favor Uka. Chidera Favor Uka is a 17-year-old girl who, due to the situations of things, decided to go make some quick cash while waiting for school. And this led her to becoming the sales girl of Ezine Mary, a 30-year-old woman. Anybody who had known Favor would describe her as respectful, calm, and gentle. She's literally the kind of person that do not respond to some certain things at the spur of the moment. She worked as a sales girl for Ezine in her cosmetic shop, and this shop was located in a very busy area in Lagos State. Now, according to the police investigation and Ezine's confession, trouble started when Ezine Mary sent her sales girl Chidera a message. So apparently Ezine had asked Chidera to go bring an item from a shop close by, probably to give to a customer that was waiting for that item. I'm guessing they do not have this item in the shop, and just like most people would do, they'll tell their sales girl to go to the next shop and go get the item so that they don't lose that customer. Apparently Chidera went to this shop but did not arrive immediately. Now, there could be a lot of reasons why she didn't arrive immediately. It could be that the shop where she went to get those products, there were a lot of customers and they didn't attend to her quickly. A whole lot of scenario would have played out on why she didn't return on time. So now when Chidera arrived to the shop and handed her this item, we don't know if the customer had left at that time, but Chidera finally got to the shop and gave her boss the item. When she arrived, the boss was so angry, and then she was like, "Why are you arriving at this time?" And then she began shouting and screaming. Before you know it, she slapped Chidera. And before Chidera could recover from the shock of being slapped, she slapped her again twice. Chidera, this girl, was shocked, embarrassed, and hurt. And in a moment of pain and fear, Chidera slapped her boss back. And this was just one time. But that single slap changed everything. Now, instead of this boss being mature and stepping back or figuring out a different way to solve this issue, this boss, Ezine, lost control immediately. So she rushed to the back of the shop and then grabbed a kitchen knife. Now, I'm wondering what an item like that is actually doing in a cosmetic shop, but let's get back to our story. So once she grabbed this kitchen knife, she returned within seconds, and before anyone could stop her, she had already stabbed Chidera, and this was directly to her chest. There was a lot of blood immediately that happened, and this girl Chidera screamed once, a very loud, ear-piercing scream, and then she fell. Once neighbor heard this scream, because it was not the usual scream, everyone rushed to know what was happening, and then Ezine decided to downplay it by saying, she just touched her small, that it wasn't all that serious. But people noticed something, that Chidera was getting weaker and weaker by the moment. And then as more neighbors gathered, they realized that this blood wasn't just a small blood and that it was getting bigger. And that was when they realized that it was a serious case. And immediately everyone became alert and then tried to stop the whole blood from pouring out. And they did what any good Nigerian citizens would do. They tried to see how they could save her by quickly trying to rush her to a nearby hospital or to a pharmacist for first aid. But on the way to do that, Chidera sadly lost her life. And it wasn't as if she was unalived by a sickness or from an accident or any strange cause. Somebody who was full of life the day before, somebody who was full of life just that morning, unalived by somebody who just could not control her anger. So according to the neighbors staying around Ezine's shop, they said that Ezine was known to be very hot-tempered, that she would always get angry at something so small. Now, after everything, Ezine was finally arrested. While she was in the cell, she kept on pleading with the police after she had confessed to doing that she didn't really mean to do it, that she was just so angry, she didn't know what came over her, and then she retaliated. She was pleading and crying and saying that she was so sorry. But yes, one thing, sorry cannot bring back Chidera. Sorry cannot mend the pain that the family of Chidera are currently going through, having lost somebody like that. And it's just so funny what anger does to you. You can see how anger has not just taken a life, but has also destroyed Ezine's life, because obviously she would be rotting in jail and paying for what she had done. Anger is actually very dangerous, and it is fast, and it can destroy a life within a split second. If Ezinne had controlled herself by not even giving Chidera the slap in the first place, or by simply walking away when her sales girl slapped her, this wouldn't have been the story. She's the boss. She can decide to tell her sales girl, oh yeah, don't come to work again. Why would you slap me back? Oh yeah, I'm sacking you. She has the right to sack her sales girl. So there are other measures that she would have taken if she felt that this sales girl offended her, instead of going that extreme. One of the most dangers of anger is that it takes over your brain. You would not even know what you do until you've done it. And sadly, this is the case for Ezinne and Chidera.